Spiritual awakening is not just a journey of light, bliss, and clarity. It's a fire that burns away everything you thought you were. It will test you, shape you, and reveal the infinite truth of who you truly are. These tests aren't meant to break you, they're meant to refine you. They are the thresholds where your old self falls away and your true essence begins to emerge, radiant and unshaken. So let's begin. First, the dark night of the soul. There will come a moment when everything you believed about yourself and the world begins to crumble. This isn't sadness or despair, it's an existential unraveling. You question your purpose, your identity, even the meaning of life itself. This is the dark night of the soul, and it feels like being lost in a vast, empty ocean. But it's not the end, it's the beginning. Think of a seed buried underground. In the darkness, it begins to crack open, breaking apart everything it once was. Only then can it grow toward the light. Dr. Lisa Miller in The Awakened Brain describes how these moments of profound struggle often precede spiritual breakthroughs. The dark night strips away the false, leaving space for the authentic. It's not a punishment, it's preparation for the awakening that lies ahead. Second, letting go of the ego. As you walk this path, you'll be asked to confront one of the greatest illusions of all, your ego. The ego is the part of you that clings to titles, possessions, and identities. It whispers, "This is who you are." But is it? Awakening demands that you let go of this false self. But the ego doesn't surrender easily. It resists, fights, and clings to control. It tries to convince you that without it, you are nothing. But the truth is, the ego isn't who you are. It's the mask you've worn to navigate the world. Letting it go doesn't diminish you, it reveals the infinite being beneath. Neville Goddard said, "You must assume that you already are what you want to be." But to live in this truth, you must first release the doubts, fears, and limitations of the ego. Letting go of the ego is not destruction, it's liberation. It's stepping out of the cage of smallness into the vastness of who you truly are. Third, recognizing illusions. The world we live in is full of illusions. We chase success, validation, and material wealth, believing they will fulfill us. But awakening reveals a deeper truth. These things are shadows of what we truly seek. They are distractions, not destinations. Buddhism calls this Maya, the veil that blinds us to reality. Recognizing illusions can be painful. It's the moment you realize that what you've been building may not align with who you're becoming. It means letting go of old dreams, relationships, or beliefs that no longer align with your higher self. It's like standing in a foggy room and suddenly turning on a light. The fog doesn't disappear all at once. It lifts gradually, revealing the clarity that was always there. With each illusion you release, you reclaim a piece of your truth, stepping closer to the unshakable foundation of the real. Recognizing illusions isn't loss, it's awakening. It's choosing authenticity over pretense, reality over the comfortable lie. Fourth, facing deep-seated fears. Awakening forces you to confront the fears you've buried deep within yourself. These fears aren't just mental, they're emotional and spiritual blocks that have kept you stuck. Carl Jung called this the shadow self, the parts of us we reject or suppress. Awakening asks you to look at your shadow not with fear, but with compassion. One study in Frontiers in Psychology shows that mindfulness and meditation can rewire the brain's fear response, allowing you to face challenges with calm and clarity. This is how awakening works. It doesn't eliminate fear, it transforms your relationship with it. Fifth, experiencing loneliness. As you grow, you may feel isolated. Old friends may drift away, and the things you once enjoyed may no longer resonate. This loneliness isn't because something is wrong, it's because you're evolving. You're shedding the layers of who you were and stepping into the unknown. But here's the paradox. In solitude, you discover connection. You realize that you are not alone. You are part of something infinite. Loneliness is often a sacred space where you meet your own soul, free from distractions and noise. Rainer Maria Rilke wrote, "You must love the questions themselves, like locked doors or books written in a foreign tongue." Loneliness feels like a locked door, but it's often the gateway to unity with the infinite. It's in this quiet, solitary space that the deeper truths of your journey begin to unfold. Sixth, discovering true purpose. Awakening always brings the question, why am I here? This question can be unsettling, but it's also the key to your growth. Purpose isn't something you invent, it's something you uncover. It's like hearing a faint melody in the distance and moving closer until you recognize it as your own. Think of a sculptor chiseling away at a block of marble. The statue isn't created, it's revealed. Your purpose works the same way. It's always been there, waiting for you to discover it. But finding it requires the courage to let go of what doesn't belong, to strip away what is false. But with purpose comes responsibility. Once you know why you're here, you can't turn away. You must live it, even if it means stepping into the unknown. Purpose is both a calling and a commitment, a flame that burns brighter the more you honor it. Seventh, the pull to surrender. Surrender is one of the greatest challenges on this path. It asks you to trust the flow of life, even when you don't understand it. It's not about giving up control. It's about realizing that control was never yours to begin with. Think of a river. The harder you fight against the current, the more exhausted you become. But when you let go, the river carries you effortlessly toward your destination. Surrender isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It's the ultimate act of faith in the universe. Surrender teaches you that life isn't something to be conquered, it's something to be experienced. When you trust the flow, you open yourself to possibilities greater than anything your mind could imagine. In surrender, you find peace, clarity, and the infinite unfolding of your soul's journey. 8. Testing of values and beliefs. As you awaken, life will challenge your values and beliefs. What you once held as absolute may no longer feel certain. This isn't a breakdown, it's a refinement. It's a process of stripping away borrowed truths to uncover what is genuinely yours. Every belief you examine is like a piece of armor. Some you'll keep and others you'll set aside, knowing they no longer serve you. But this can be uncomfortable. It feels like losing parts of yourself. Yet in reality, you're not losing anything. You're reclaiming the essence of who you are. This process is how you align with your highest self. It's not about clinging to old frameworks, but having the courage to rebuild on a foundation of authenticity. True awakening doesn't just ask what you believe, it asks why you believe it, and whether it resonates with the infinite truth within you. Each of these tests is a threshold, a doorway to a deeper version of yourself. They are not obstacles meant to defeat you. They are opportunities designed to help you grow, transform, and step into the fullness of who you are destined to become. These moments may feel heavy, but they are the sacred fires that refine your soul. Each step, each challenge brings you closer to the profound realization that you are not separate from the divine. You are its living expression. This path isn't easy, but it is sacred. And as you walk it, you'll come to see that every test is not only shaping you, it is revealing you.